I think. Oh, he's just arrived, right. Aggressive little bastards. Oh shit. So last time I was here I parked with this just outside basically what was my bedroom door. And it took me a couple of days to suss out that they were even here, but pretty sure that's a bullhead. But they're grumpy. I got bitten by one in the bush the other day and it was about the same as a wasp sting. It's not much fun. Now he's just going to hunt me down. Angry little man. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. 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 Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Smell me. It's really hard on the knees now on rocks. Meow. You'd be worried there's a big buck here, I'd say. I'm sure maybe keen as otherwise. Meow, meow, meow. I'm not going to shoot you, you little bastard. Come over so I can have a look. Ah, there goes my wind. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, wind straight behind me now. Perfect. Yeah, there he goes. Oh. So I just had a group of does and a couple of spikers just about run me over back there. I had a snapshot and missed. Oops, bloody something trying to eat me. And this little guy's just trailing them. He's trailed them right around the hill. And it's all a bit quiet tonight after the massive rut fest going on in the bloody snowies this morning where I was camped for the night. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll come back out here. When I left here the other day they were going nuts first thing in the morning, but it was very cold. But I haven't heard a single croak this evening, but not to worry. It's a bit hard to complain when it's like this. They're still fanging around doing their rutty thing, but I thought they would have been croaking a little bit. They're not even, the deer are not even sitting in the same spots that they were. I wonder if perhaps it might have been hunted while I was away. I don't actually know. I didn't ask, but yeah, they're not. The other day there was just a group just sat on that ridge there for 3 days, and there was another buck and a group of does on there. They just never moved. They just sat up there the whole time. So, but they're not there now. So I don't know. Anyway, and check my yabby pot and see if I'm having yabbies for bloody entree tonight. Just randomly trotting out onto the flats looking for does. Very nice buck. Just hanging out in the shade. A little bit hot, but not overly. Still just oh, that's a buck. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Oh, there's another deer. There's a white buck just there. Don't know what that one is. Have a look with the binos, I suppose. come around here onto a... One doe hopped up back in there, and I'm thinking, oh shit, here we go again, I'm not going to get a shot through there. And then another one hopped up from behind this rock and took off that way, and then a bloody spotty one must have been asleep just in here and hopped out and gave it a couple of wee mules, and it bloody stopped arse on, and then sort of turned left enough and popped it in through the last rib, so it was facing away. The shot looked good as always. At least I got blood immediately this time. She would have been standing right here actually. Had a lot of good shots this trip that have produced no blood trail and no deer, so until I see them laying on the ground I don't get too bloody excited anymore. But I thought my arrow should be just here somewhere, because unless it's just hanging out of a chest, I think it should have gone all the way through. But wasn't a big deal. We'll have a bit of a look for the arrow and then I'll follow her up. I don't think she'll go far, but a look at that. But I have said that before. Just following up a doe that I just shot at about within 20 I suppose, or just over, but quartering away quite hard, but sort of hit it in the last rib or two out through the front of its chest. But I haven't found my arrow yet. It wasn't a big deer, so I would have expected it to bloody it passed right through, and looking at all that blood on, well, unless the blood might be coming out of its mouth I suppose. But I ain't quite stoked to see a blood trail. Of course I've had a hard time this trip with like apparently well hit deer and no blood trails. It's just been a massive pain in the ass. I know they're deer, I just did not find them. And a couple of them have been really nice bucks too, which is a little bit hard to stomach, but anyway. But yeah, I don't think this thing's going to go very far at all. Surprising it's come this far actually. The does seem to, after you hit them, they just seem to bloody move off a little ways. Well, that one had seen me I suppose, but they seem to move off a little bit and then they just park up and quietly pass away, whereas the bucks, you hit them and they bloody they just go into this stupid bloody death march. They just slowly just wander. Well, it's not even that slow, you know, they just sort of run off initially and then they quietly just sort of wander off and die elsewhere. But which is fine if you've got a good blood trail, but you should have luck if you haven't. But yeah, this thing's bleeding real good. It's brilliant. Blood's starting to slow up a little bit now. I'm having a lot of trouble with that this trip. I'm just, there's quite a big splash there, but half the time I'm not even finding blood at all. Like, good shots, you know, I'm placing my shots well, and for whatever reason, just But yeah, I'm surprised that this one's gone as far as, oh, there it is there. Right. That might be why the blood was running out, because it was literally running out of blood. There's quite a bit back there, I sort of half track. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm just so I shot several animals this trip, pretty much the same shot as this one, and you know, quartering away or quartering to, same sort of angle that the arrow's going through them, and half of them I'm not finding any blood. Like if I manage to find the animal, there'll be a spot where they fall over, and that'll be about it. I shot a buck a couple of days ago at bloody 20 metres, sort of quartering on. So yeah, pretty much it'll be the exact opposite of this shot on this one. So that's exactly where I was aiming for this one. It was quartering away, hunched in there, and it's come out right there. So it's taken out its bloody heart and lungs. And yeah, so I shot a buck 2 days ago. Sort of shot him here, quartering with his shoulder facing towards me. And as he ran away, you know, I saw the blood coming out probably about here on the opposite side, and I couldn't find him. I looked for that deer for bloody 2 hours and didn't find a single speck of blood. I know he's dead, there's just no way they can survive that. But yeah, really bloody annoying. But that's a lovely little deer. She'll be cracking eating. I'll leave it behind with my mates before I go. Quite happy with it. Didn't seem to be a buck with those guys. They all sort of, well, I wasn't going to get a shot even if there was, because they all bloody popped up in front of me. I'm just sleeping under logs and whatnot in the shade. So I'll have one of those. Very nice. Handy tree over there. Hang her up in, should be good. Yeah, really nice little deer, but this, I don't know, there would have been 6 or 8 in that mob, and I got onto a young buck in the gully before. He wasn't big enough to shoot. I was going to shoot one of his does, but there's just too much shit in the way. But so this will be just the bee's knees. I'm going to carry on around and go up over that knob there and down the other side. I'm sort of just about at the back boundary now, so I'll come out here for a look. And wander back down the main gully on the way back to camp. Very good. I'll just leave that to cool in this nice breeze while I go back and have a look for my arrow. I thought I had a reasonable look for it, but apparently I didn't. But yeah, it's not the fattest one that I've shot so far, but it's still pretty damn good. I really wish I had access to these at home, but anyway, it's yeah. I don't think you'd actually eat anything else, really. It's where you're, like some of them, you'd think you were bloody skinning a hog and sheep or something, you know. They're just prime. Fleeting. It's actually quite hot. This breeze is nice and cool. So by the time I go back and spend 20 minutes trying to find my arrow, which should only take 5, but I seem to struggle with them sometimes. But should be good to go in the bag, hopefully, and carry on. Good stuff. Well, there's my arrow, right where it should have been. I actually looked looked right there before, that's exactly where it should have been. And I could not see it. Very often when I walk back after I found my animal, and you know, I'll have a bit of a glance around for them, but I can't bloody see them. I don't know what the deal is, but I suspect I'm having the same trouble with blood and selective vision or something stupid, but anyway. In my defence, the fletch was hidden behind the bloody, under that little bit of greenery there, but yeah, I still should have seen that. Despite being shot with an arrow, I'm actually going to get a surprisingly high yield off this quite often. You lose quite a bit of meat sometimes, particularly with a quartering shot like that. But for whatever reason, it's I lost a little bit around here in the flank, which I'll probably give to the dog anyway, or maybe use for mince, but the rest of it's good. I've got back steaks, eye fillets. Quite often they get a bit of gut on them if you hit them back in the paunch, and the arrows exited right through the middle there, so I'll get both racks of ribs, which will be, they're going to be real good. They're fat as. Bit of mincemeat, and then yeah, both shoulders as well, so that just worked out pretty good. So the last few I've been losing shoulder, if not both shoulders, and but anyway, not too far to carry, probably only, I don't know, oh, I'm going to carry on hunting, but probably only 3/4 of an hour back to camp if I really wanted to just go straight back, but I don't. But it's only 1 o'clock or 1:30 now, so try and go cruise back to camp in the Arvo to maximise my day. But yeah, it's starting to cool down real nice. I'm just about ready to go on the bag. Young buck there. I think he's one of the ones that I saw the other day, but you never know, they move around so bloody much. So they travel quite a bit. Wait for all these kangaroos to piss off and then go down. There might be a bigger one there, you never know. Or I'll scone another doe if I can. No shortage of them. This guy must be the bloody boss kangaroo on the block. He's all bloody posturing up and built like a brick shit house. He's a lot bulkier than any of the other ones around him, but I've seen a couple like that on here. There's a dark one, really dark, almost black. I presume it's a kangaroo, it could be a wallaby I suppose that you see in the bush a bit. They're quite stocky as well, but a bit different to these ones. I don't know my kangaroos, unfortunately. find out at some stage. Yeah, he's a big bloody big bit of kit, that fella. It's the same little white buck. I bloody had him come up to about 50 metres across the valley there. He was following where a doe had been. Trying to get him to come across the creek today, but he wouldn't. There was a mature buck up this way a few days ago, but I wonder if someone's come in and shot him, but they've all sort of shuffled around a bit. It might be the one that I saw this morning down on the flats, but who knows. I should have just stayed where I was. I'm down where those deer were, and they're up just underneath where I was. It doesn't matter, I was never going to shoot the buck anyway. Just thought I might shoot one of those does if they were in this bush here. It's alright. She's got enough weight on my back anyway, so